today I wanted to discuss downgrading or upgrading in a relationship based on looks. I'm not sure why people, especially people like pushing 30, older people that know better, I honestly don't understand why people feel like when somebody moves on and gets into a new relationship, if that new person isn't as physically attractive as the last person, then they consider them to be a downgrade. And it's just like, I expect that from kids. I expect that from teenagers. Like, whatever. You still superficial in the sense. Some people are not. Some teenagers, they pretty mature. They wait, wise beyond their years. But for the most part, I expect kids to say that teenagers, young adults, like people in their early 20s, but people that's pushing 30, if you honestly still feel like the way somebody looks is a determinant factor of whether or not they're a downgrade or upgrade, like that's sad as hell. Because at this point, people know once you reach a certain age, it's not about looks. A pretty face is not gonna offer me much. You look good with me in pictures, pretty much. Like, yeah, we take cute selfies, but honestly, are you fulfilling me in any type of way? I hate when I see that because it's like, I don't care how cute you are, how fine you are, how bad you are. If your personality is trash, if you don't value me, if you don't appreciate me, if you disrespect me, if you misuse me, if you take advantage of me, you're trash, you're garbage, and you're honestly unattractive to me. At this point in life, your personality, your ways, your behavior is the determining factor of whether or not you're attractive to me or not. Because at the end of the day, like it's just like your personality, your being, it really determines, in my opinion, like how attractive you are. If you have a stank attitude, but you have a cute face, you're ugly to me. Like, the way people treat you can make them ugly to you. I've dealt with people in the past where they were definitely attractive, nice looking, but they treated me like garbage. Like, they just had terrible ways. And it honestly made me it turns me off. It makes you unattractive. So I'm not sure why people are my age, pushing 30, and they still feel like, oh, if my ex move on and that person is not as cute as me, downgrade, no, upgrade, because maybe that person is treating them way better than you ever did. Maybe that person listens to them. Maybe that person is offering them something in an emotional or mental or spiritual sense that you're not able to, or you weren't able to, or you refused to. I just honestly do not understand that logic, that mentality. I've seen so many people just feel like, honestly, I just think as you get older, looks just become, I think it's still important, but it's not like the end all. It's not like end game. Like, it's not, okay, yeah, this person has a nice personality. This person is sweet. They're caring. They're compassionate. They're empathetic. They take care of their business. They do their own, they're independent. They're sweet, whatever. They may be everything that you desire, but physically, they may not be as attractive as the last person you were with, or they may not be considered to be attractive to people at all. But the thing is, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Who gives a hell if your family or your friends or even the last person you was with consider that person that you're with now to be beautiful? If this person is providing you things that the other person couldn't, that's basically like feeding your soul, that's feeding your mental, that's helping you grow, that's bringing out the best in you, who cares about their looks? Like, beauty fades. People change, people get older, people grow old. That's superficial. Like, I just don't get it. And people will argue with you up and down, like, oh, this person isn't cute. This person, they ugly, or this. I honestly, I don't get it. I don't think I ever will get it, because I'm at a point in my life where your physical appearance does not faze me. You could be considered to be a booger wolf to somebody. Like, if your personality and your ways and the way you treat me is off the charts, you're the sexiest person in the world to me. I could give a damn about what your face look like, what your body look like. I don't care. If you're providing me with something mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you are everything to me. You're going to be the finest person in the world to me because your actions make you that way. Who you are, the person that you are, is beautiful. So therefore, it makes you beautiful. And I used to think when I was younger, I used to be like, I never could understand, when I was like in my teens, like early teens, I never really understood when people was like, you can be pretty but still be ugly. You can be, cute but ugly. And I never got, I'm like, somebody's cute, they cute. Like, what you mean? But I started to realize the way a person behaves really does determine whether or not they're cute or not. It can make them more attractive, or it can make them less attractive, or just downright ugly to you. And I don't mean physically you're ugly. Spiritually you're ugly. Mentally you're ugly. Emotionally you're ugly. And it shines through far more radiantly than your physical attraction does. I don't know. That's one thing I always wondered about. That's something that I just could never understand. Something that I don't get. Something that I feel like is very immature and very childish to have that type of mindset, to base everything solely off looks. I know beautiful couples where both people are very attractive and they're miserable as hell behind closed doors because neither one of their beauty is making them feel good. Neither one of their beauty is catering to their needs or talking to them or listening to them. Your looks aren't holding any weight at the end of the day when it comes to somebody that really isn't at all, and that's grown and mature. Your looks become an afterthought because I'ma see your soul and your spirit before I ever see your face. And that's just how I feel at this point. I'm going to see that before I see your face. The first thing I think of, the first thing I look for, the first thing that I notice when I'm getting to know somebody is who they are, not how they look. I pay attention to how they speak, their perspectives on things, how they address things. Because those things at this point in my life will turn me off from somebody. If I feel like you have an ignorant mindset, I'm not attracted to you. If I feel like you're insensitive, you're snobbish, you're rude, you're just unnecessarily mean, you're unattractive to me. I don't want anything to do with you. And a lot of people, they're just, I guess, I honestly don't know. They surround themselves with people who feel this, who think the same things as them, who feel the same as them on like everything. So yeah, if I have a group of friends and I'm dating somebody and then me and this person break up, I promise one of the first things people love to say is they mention their looks. They like, oh, he or she was too ugly to be cheating on you anyway. You were too pretty for them. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't, thought that a couple of times where I've seen people that I know who are with somebody who's, to me, not attractive, and it's not necessarily just them physically, it's the way I see that they treat that person, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, you're too pretty for this person, but I'm not saying it like, this person's too ugly to have you. I'm saying it in a sense where, like, I feel like it's one thing to be facially challenged, but then to top it off with you having a bad attitude and have the audacity to treat other people wrong, I don't know. I still do feel a way like that. I just feel like I'm not saying you can't be confident or feel like you a prize if I personally don't find you to be physically attractive, but it's one thing when you just clearly you're not even a -1 in the looks department. But you walk around so high and mighty and your attitude is terrible. It just makes you even uglier to me. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like I ain't never thought that in my head. I've never actually told anybody, oh, you're too pretty for them, or you too cute for them, or they was ugly anyway. I've never told anybody that, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't think that, because it is some people I know or that I knew, and I've watched them, they're a beautiful person, they have a beautiful spirit on top of being physically attractive, and then they involve themselves and they like latch on to somebody who's not only not the cutest physically, but they also treat them like absolute garbage. And it's just like, oh my God, you could do so much better than that. But I mean, if you like it, I love it. I just think at this point in time, people who are pushing 30 especially, we need to stop basing whether or not somebody is an upgrade or downgrade solely off of their physical appearance. Because at this point, you should know better. And you should understand it takes more than a cute face to keep you satisfied in a relationship.